The Independent Shareholders Association of Nigeria organized its 2013 Triennial Delegate Conference in Lagos with the theme Nigeria in a Post-Global Recession Era, Challenges and Opportunities. This forum created the platform for an engaging discourse on the direction of the Nigerian economy post-recession era.
The theme today is most topical and most needed. And the post-global recession era, that's Nigeria economy. We can now say post-global recession. A year ago, we couldn't say that. We're not sure. A lot of things were happening. You know, the problem in Europe, Bulgaria, a lot of them are still happening. But things are more stable and they affect us in our country. And you've gotten distinguished, erudite speakers. One business school who's going to look at the overall picture of business environment in Nigeria, these are the international climate. And then someone to treat us to what are the real responsibilities of audit committees. It's very important. And the other to tell us about corporate governance and how to approach all of this.
The conference, as most of you who are familiar with Nigerian capital markets will attest, has become a ritual driven by best international practice for the Independent Shareholders Association of Nigeria. It is an opportunity to converge every 3 years and evaluate the economy, especially the capital market, from the perspective of now endangered domestic retail investors. We commend you all for your avowed commitment in responding to our invitation to discuss progress and challenges of Nigerian shareholders. We salute your courageous support. We welcome and cherish your partnership with ISAN to diversify the opportunities for wealth creation through the capital markets.
Well, 3 questions I will try to answer. The first is how, if at all, has the global recession affected Nigeria? If we have recovered from that impact. In other words, all of that answers the question, where are we now, or how did we get here? The second question to then answer is, what does the outlook for this economy look like in the medium term? And of course, that provides a basis for then looking at what the opportunities are and what the challenges are likely to be. But as far as the global moderation, which is how we actually refer to it as instead of a recession, Nigeria has escaped rather lightly as far as she's concerned. Whilst quite a number of countries actually saw growth contract, Nigeria grew through the recession. Today, Nigeria remains one of the fastest growing economies in the world. And I repeat that, Nigeria remains one of the fastest growing economies in the world. Now, there are issues with the growth. Don't get me wrong. Because people are likely to say, if we have been growing so strongly, how come we don't feel it? But the growth, in the same period when we have grown, unemployment has risen. Today, we talk of unemployment at about 24%, having risen over the last 4 years from a position around about 17%. So we've seen a very sharp rise in unemployment. And to that extent, therefore, those who have been adversely affected have largely been youths. The level of youth unemployment has risen very, very sharply. However, there are a number of parameters by which you assess how an economy has fared. 4 basic parameters we tend to look at. Activity is the first, and that is where issues of growth are concerned. The second has to do with costs. Where are we on inflation and prices? The third has to do with our international trading relations. And finally, how competitive is this economy?
And that is the reason why the accountants in Nigeria have decided, let us convert our own language, our own accounting language, to something that is a little bit more understandable by the international community. And that is the reason, ladies and gentlemen, why Nigeria has decided to convert from what we've known as the Statements of Accounting Standards in Nigeria to International Financial Reporting Standards. Now what is IFRS, or International Financial Reporting Standards? It basically refers to a single set of high-quality global accounting standards and interpretations that were issued by the International Accounting Standards Board. Now let's think about it this way. When one company prepares a set of financial statements, they will typically have things such as fixed assets, repayments, trade receivables, cash and bank, creditors. They will have things like revenue, costs, interest, taxes. Those are all familiar things when you pick up a set of financial statements. Now, one of the most important things or qualities of financial statements is for whoever is looking at those and making an investment decision, they want to be able to compare or benchmark that set of financial statements to another company's set of financial statements.
I want to remind you that the Nigerian Stock Exchange is a capital market of note in Africa. Second in capitalization, and I like to believe first in driving motive. Technology, industry, and professionalism are at the leading edge in the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Because of that, you, the retail investors who are here, you are the strength of the market. Some of you are stockbrokers, all of you are investors, and I want to congratulate you once again for this platform with which you are sharing knowledge. Knowledge is key to progress.
Anything about the company is about the shareholders. It's about the people. So if a company needs to grow, they should grow the people. And the board has a responsibility to ensure that the company is growing. So the shareholders are very important. This body tries to protect the shareholders, the people, so that the company will always do well. And the members, the shareholders, will know the right questions they should ask when they get to the annual general meeting.
What is the benefit of having IFRS, and how is it helping corporations across the globe to do their accounting?
Well, because of the consistency in the standards, and because companies who apply IFRS will basically use the same basis to prepare their financial statements, it enables them to compare financial statements to other companies, and that obviously also increases the opportunity for foreign investors to come into Nigeria and look at potential new investments, and they could look at something that looks familiar to them. And then also one of the other benefits would be to enhance transparency, in that companies will now be required to present additional information and disclose additional information that perhaps they may not have done in the past. So it should enhance transparency and comparability.
Value of shareholders. Well, the value of shareholders is unlimited because we have not taken time to really go into academic exercise in knowing the value of Nigerian shareholder over the capitalization of the stock exchange. But it continues to grow. But what is more important, just like you had there, is that there must be respect for the retail shareholders because they are the face of the capital market.